Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Earrings Off. We want to invite you to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. You can find us on Facebook at Earrings Off Podcast and on Instagram at The Earrings Off Podcast.
Welcome to Earrings Off. I'm Lou.
And I'm Teresa. Let's get started.
Hello, welcome to Earrings Off. And I don't know what the cutoff date is for wishing folks a new year, but Happy New Year, folks, and we are hoping that this is a wonderful year for you.
Yeah, I think we can do it all of January, right?
Is that right? I don't know, because I said that to a lady earlier today, and she looked at me, she said, I wonder how long we're saying that. And I looked at her like, oh, so you got a problem with someone giving you, good wishes? But didn't say that. I just thought it, made a mental note. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good.
Yeah.
I'm still saying it.
Yeah. Today, we're going to talk about philanthropy. When Teresa and I thought about our first show of the new year, we decided that we really wanted to talk about philanthropy and volunteering. We want to encourage our audience to look out for the welfare of each other this year and always, and to know that as we sacrifice and give to others, the community is strengthened. We do that by giving of our time, our talents, our resources. And Blacks have an often neglected and overlooked history of helping each other out. An article in the Washington Post published in 2020 noted that, in fact, Black Americans donate a higher percentage of their wealth than any other racial group in America. That's what was reported in the Washington Post, and I've seen that in other reputable news sources as well. The subtitle of that article noted that despite lower net worth, they have a culture of charitable giving. They are philanthropists investing in their communities. The writer of the Washington Post article, Michelle Singletary, went on to say that the stereotype of Black Americans as takers and welfare queens haunts us like the heavy chains Jacob Marley can't escape in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. However, that stereotype is false. So again, today on Earrings Off, we are talking about philanthropy, volunteering, and how we are often mischaracterized as not being givers when in fact we are.
So much so, Lou, that, there was a joint study in 2012 from the W.K. Kellogg Foundation and Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors that noted nearly 2/3 of Black households donate to community-based organizations and causes to the tune of, get this, $11 billion each year.
Billion with a B.
With a B. And like you said, we give more than any other race. It says Black households on an average give away 25% more of their income per year than whites.
And again, noting that our net worth is lower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Communities of color are giving at an increasing rate per that article.
So that is big stuff. And in fact, while it might be news to some of us, that's always been the case with us. Even when we barely had enough to scrape by in years past, we were lending sugar to our neighbor or flour for them to, when they ran low to bake a cake. That was what we did in our communities. If somebody needed a place to stay or if a relative was having a hard time, we thought nothing of letting people camp out with us until they could get on their feet. And that's who we are. That's who we've always been. We see a need and we sacrifice to meet that need for the betterment of our community. In today's episode, we're talking about philanthropy and giving back and volunteering, but that's not going to be the end of our discussion today.
No, because this year we want to highlight various organizations, um, various organizations throughout the country that are doing great work to lift up others and build community. If you know of an organization or service that you believe others need to know about, um, and be encouraged by their great work, please send us an email at earringsoff@gmail.com so we can check them out and possibly highlight them on a future episode.
So, folks, please pay attention and do that. Let us know. We want to, as Teresa said, we want to highlight some great things that are happening in communities where we are not just thinking about ourselves, but we are reaching out to make sure that others, the lives of others are improved, the quality of life is improved. So that's huge.
Yes, because there's so much negative news every day. But there's a lot of good folks doing amazing things. Let's make sure that that good news is louder than the bad stuff. You guys
Yeah,
can help with that.
yeah, here. Good point.
So today we're going to highlight one of our favorite organizations.
Mhm.
You guys are in for a treat. We have with us now Verna Bradby, the Vice President of Administration of Mega Mentors. Welcome to our show, Verna.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we want you to share a bit about Mega Mentors, and we'd like for you to start just by telling us, introducing us to Mega Mentors, maybe sharing the purpose and missions and some of the programs that are executed through Mega Mentors.
Absolutely. So, I'll start with talking about MEGA mentors. MEGA is an acronym for Mentors Expecting Greater Achievement. And
Nice.
so that sums it up as to who we are. But we are a mentoring organization in Chesterfield County. And we were started in 2009. And interestingly enough, we came about through a challenge from Dr. Marcus Newsom, who was the former Chesterfield County public school superintendent. And he asked for, community men to come together to mentor local students. He recognized that as a need in Chesterfield County. And so he pulled together, a group to get that started. And so here we are in 2023, and we have over 300 members, mentors who are trained and working with our organization and, deployed throughout Chesterfield County schools. That's how we got started. Pretty much, we serve underprivileged students in Chesterfield County public schools. We provide academic coaching, life coaching, leadership skills. We're looking at that holistic view of our students, right? Education plus, other things to go along with that. Mm-hmm. We do that through in-person and virtual mentoring sessions. We serve students in the elementary school level, middle and high school. We're in approximately 13 schools, and that number is growing.
Wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is really great. And, of course, the impact of mentors is something that I like to mention as well, which is a big part of our program. Mm-hmm. Our mentors, as you know, make a big difference in the lives and impact the lives of our students. So that's just, a big part of who we are. And, more importantly, we have some students who came through our programs who are now mentoring. So that's how we know that this is a successful program when they come back to give back. So that's who we are.
Okay.
Very good.
So, Verna, how does Mega Mentors fund its programs?
Absolutely. So Mega Mentors, we fund our programs through grants and donations. Mm-hmm. So fundraising is very important to our cause. We partner with major organizations, with local businesses, community organizations, and these organizations provide financial support, in-kind support, to our organization. So that is the major source of our funding to put on our programs, which includes, field trips for our students, supporting programs within the schools, scholarships. So that's what that funding is used for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I know about the season of sharing, right? So talk about it and share with us any other upcoming events that might be sponsored or are coming up with Mega Mentors.
Okay. Yes. So the what's coming up on Friday is the Fine Arts Benefit Sale. And so that is something that we have been doing, I guess, for the last 9 years. It is our signature fundraising event. It is held at the Hippodrome Theater. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'll go back to the season of sharing. Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, due to the pandemic, we all had to change our way of doing things and come up with creative ways of managing things. So we could no longer go forward with our FABS event in the way that we knew it. And so we started this season of sharing campaign, and it starts in December, and it ends with the culminating event, which is the Fine Arts Benefit and Sale, which is held historically the weekend of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Mm-hmm. All right. So during that month, we showcase artists whose work we're going to feature at the Fine Arts Benefit. We conduct interviews and talk with artists. We sell the art online. We have an online auction, that's a part of the season of sharing. And then we also just have opportunities to just raise awareness about who we are, and also, opportunities for donations and crowdfunding to support, our programs. And so that is what we call the season of sharing. And as I mentioned, the season of sharing culminates with the event, the Fine Arts Benefit, on Friday at the Hippodrome Theater, downtown Richmond. And you're in for an evening of great art, good food, and great music to support a very worthy cause. So that is the season of sharing. Throughout the year, we have other events. Another major event that we have is in May, when we do the recognition awards banquet. Mm-hmm. And that is a really awesome event. 2022, our event was hosted by Anthony Antoine from NBC 12. And it's an opportunity to recognize, our students for their achievements. We recognize our mentors. We recognize our school partners who work with us and allow us to bring our mentoring program to the schools. But it is just really a great event to see the students come and receive awards, to see parents sitting in the audience proud and taking pictures and, for their accomplishments. And so that is another major event that we've done, over the years as well.
Okay. So, Verna, what are Mega's most urgent needs as an organization?
So, for any nonprofit organization, money and volunteers, right? So volunteers, as we're growing, we need mentors. We need people to help us, go into the schools and provide services. The more mentors we have, the more services and more students we can reach. And usually our mentoring happens during the day. We do have 1 or 2 sessions that happen after school. So, if volunteering during the day is not possible, then we have other ways that you can support the organization. Serving on committees. It takes a lot of work to run an organization such as this. So, we look to volunteers, to help run, the organization, to help with, bringing folks with all talents, to help with fundraising, programming, curriculum development. There are a lot of opportunities for volunteers, so we welcome that as well. And, of course, donations. So, as we talked about with our major fundraiser, there's an opportunity to support in that way. But also all throughout the year, there's opportunities to give.
Oh, okay.
So Verna, thank you so much for joining us. We've reached the end of our questions. Please share with our audience any parting words that you'd like to share, to include how people can donate, volunteer, and find out more about Mega Mentors.
All right. So the easiest way to find out about us is to just visit our website to learn more about our programs. And it's easy, megamentors.org. And so you'll find out about our programs. You'll find out about opportunities to donate, to support our fundraising efforts. And of course, it's not too late to participate in the season of sharing, right? There's kind of 4 parts, as I mentioned. There's the crowdfunding. There's the opportunity to participate and purchase auction items, purchasing art online, or attending the event in person. Just being an ambassador for Mega Mentors. Tell your friends about us, and most of all, just volunteer. There's a link on the website that you can go to volunteer. You fill out the application. Let us know, what your areas of interest are. There's several ways that you can help the organization. So we welcome volunteers. And we appreciate your support, in helping us as we continue to provide these programs and just continue to help our youth discover their path to success.
Very good, Verna. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate you sharing.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing it. Thanks for the great work you're doing, Verna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me again.
All righty. Very good. That's some good stuff, Lou.
Yeah. Very, very good stuff.
In today's time, I think that whole mentor piece and giving children an opportunity or an outlet to see someone other than their teachers, someone that they can relate to and get exposed to things that they wouldn't otherwise be exposed to through mentorship. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So let's get back into the show.
Do you want to just go to the current events?
Yeah, let's do that.
Teresa, my current event is one that has been all over the news. Certainly, we all know about the injury to Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin. Hamlin collapsed on the field during the Monday Night Football broadcast where the Bills were playing Cincinnati. And I am telling you, it's like the world stood still. People were in shock. And we've since found out that he went into cardiac arrest and he's in the hospital. He was in the hospital in Cincinnati. I believe today or yesterday he was transferred to a hospital in Buffalo. But he is continuing to do better. And our prayers are for a full recovery for him. That was so scary. But, I'm doing my current event. But, we also do good news on this, on our show. And actually, Hamlin's injury is a current event. It was big news, but it's also good news because I'm telling you, the way that people reacted
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, everything, the way it was handled. I was watching the game, and when it happened, and to see the broadcasters on their feet trying to report and be sensitive to what was going on, and of course the medical personnel that responded, so well in this emergency, and the reaction of the players. And I tell you, sometimes when something like this happens, you always get somebody who is just not going to be appropriate or whatever. But by and large, it was just the nation was the way that we reacted as a country. I loved seeing it. Hate that the injury occurred, of course. Prayers for him and his family. But the way that people rallied around and understood that this was bigger than a game, this was bigger than entertainment, this was this young man's life. And it was just a beautiful thing to see. And then to see other teams to wear his jersey number, to carve out the numbers, his number 3 on the field, to just be so supportive of him. It was just a good moment out of heartache and out of fear of what happened. So yeah,
Right. And the thing that struck me, I didn't see the game, and I didn't even see the hit, but of course I've heard the story because it's been everywhere.
it's
But
everywhere.
but I'm one of those people who think that it's just too violent of a sport, right? Like the hits, the brain damage that
Yeah, a lot
some
of people.
players
Yeah,
experience and all of that. But the thing that struck me was the fact that everyone rallied, and the way that people since have spoken about it being a family,
yeah,
football being a
yeah,
family, and
yeah,
it was like their brother. That's how they
yeah,
responded. He was a family member. Even the fans saw him as one of their own,
yeah.
and it was, because you've seen other injuries before, but I don't know that we've had a response to
Well, but
to
we've
it the
not
way.
we've not seen that though. I mean, we've
No, no,
seen
no. You're
injuries,
right.
but we've not seen a player collapse like he did. I mean,
Well,
Lisa, yeah,
because what I heard was, I didn't see the collapse, but I heard that they resuscitated him on the field.
yeah, yeah,
And so the other thing, he has, apparently he's a great person. Like, he does a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
community work,
yeah,
and he had a GoFundMe for the community,
yeah,
and apparently it went. I mean, I think he was raising in the thousands of dollars, and
yeah, but
overnight
man,
he had $5 million in that
yeah,
fund to
yeah.
help
So
people. Yeah, it
yeah,
was it was it was an amazing story.
just a
Amazing story.
heartwarming story. And of course, as a mom, when I saw him go down, and my thoughts immediately go to the mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
is she there? Is she seeing this? That is just so scary. So yeah, very thankful
Yes.
that he's on the way to recovery. And also, of course, they said when he was, I think he was in maybe a medically induced coma or something. I know he was on a ventilator, but when he came to, for him to ask about what happened to the game, that was funny.
Yeah.
So apparently he's doing well. So that's a current event, and of course that's very, very good news. Prayers answered. So
Yes.
very
Yeah.
excited for him and his family.
Yeah. So I have a story, Lou. This is about one of those traffic stops gone wrong. It happened back in 2020. This guy was a U.S. Army lieutenant, and he was stopped, didn't know why. He was pepper sprayed, handcuffed by the police, roughed up by the police.
Was that in
And
Virginia?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
heard.
In
Yeah,
fact, that's what the story about. The video of it went viral, millions of viewers, and this gentleman is suing the police department. And that trial is coming forth to, well, actually it happened Monday.
what?
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait. Next Monday. It's coming
yeah.
Monday. And
Wow.
I really hope he wins. Honestly,
Oh,
I
yeah.
really.
I heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah, they really treated him bad, and it was all caught on tape. And they even threatened to kill him. The language was that they were going to. I read it in the article that they were going to light him up or something to that. And what the cop said was he misunderstood that. Like, really? Why would you even say that to him? Apparently, he had a brand new car, and the car didn't have a license plate on the
Yeah.
back. And that's why they stopped him, but they refused when he asked them why they were pulling him over. They refused to answer. And so he was afraid to get out of the car, so he stuck his hands out of the window, and when he did that, I mean, they sprayed him with pepper spray, and then he got out and they roughed him up. It was really an ugly scene.
Yeah,
But that goes to trial. That goes to trial on Monday.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
at federal, it's a federal case, and good luck to him.
Mm.
Did you
Yeah.
have another current event?
I did, and the other one, of course, was Hakeem Jeffries elected as the House Minority Leader.
Oh,
It's 2023, but we still have first, and he, of
yeah,
course, was the first
yeah.
Black leader of any major U.S. political party. So just congratulations to him, and just excited about his passion and what he brings.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited. I'm excited about seeing how he does. I'm truly excited about that. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's some good
So
stuff.
he had an easier time, of course, than the other party. So that too was news. But yeah, hmm
Oh yeah. But
yeah.
anyway,
Mhm.
I didn't have a second story, but one thing that just came to mind when you mentioned him, Mr. Jeffries, was the Santos dude and how I don't even know, people say only in America, but it's really sad, that someone who lied about everything can be an
And I
elected
still don't
official.
understand the reason for some of the lies. I'm just confused by it. You know?
One thing that I heard someone say is if they're all lies, if everything he lied about college, he lied about jobs, he lied about so many things, then really, who is he? Like, do we even know who he is? There was an opportunity where they were calling him to get his vote, right? And they called his name multiple times, and then someone told me that the person who was the journalist that was covering it at the time said, well, Eve, is that even his real name? Because he wasn't answering to it. The camera was on him, apparently. He wasn't responding. And it's like, is that really his name? Isn't that
Well, and
sad?
I read somewhere where the article talked about when someone lies to such a degree. It's something if you tell one lie or two, but when you lie and your whole identity is based on lies, they were saying that says you don't like who you are at any level
Oh,
when
man.
the
That's
whole
serious.
thing is a lie. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
it's
is
not like
serious.
you're lying about, well, you went to this college and you didn't go, or you have this degree and you don't have one, but when your whole identity is based on falsehoods, there is something wrong with that. Uh,
Very,
yeah, so
very.
that's even a little scary to me.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well,
That is
yeah,
something to
I
consider.
read that somewhere, and
Mhm.
I was doing like you, like I didn't even think about that. They were saying, no, there's something there when you have your whole identity. You don't, none of it is something that you want to be honest about. You know?
And what does it say to the party about the party that they didn't? I mean, they allow him to be sworn in. Like it seems like there has to be something, a law or something. Why did he? I mean, it's just this whole partisan thing. I mean, it is just crazy, and it's all about power. It seems. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
I
just
tell you.
crazy. But
Yeah.
so much for that craziness.
Yeah, but I did have something I saw that what I thought was was good because I love to read. But according to the Good News Network, they have in South Wales this thing where they do a treasure hunt for kids and they hide books all over the place.
Mhm.
And the kids find the books and they read them and then they hide it. They rehide it. And so this is like, and so it's encouraging kids to, maybe get away from the electronic devices to read more. And the kids, when they read the book, they sign something like this book was found by, they list their name as one of the owners in the book to indicate they read the book. And I thought, now that was so nice,
Yeah.
because it's a whole place getting involved in hiding these books, and the kids feel like, they're on a hunt. And when they find the book, then they of course get excited and want to read it. That encourages that. And it also encourages the camaraderie amongst them because they get to talk about it almost like a, impromptu book club, so I just thought that's pretty neat. Yeah.
That is very, very
That
neat.
someone came up with that. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I hope Verna's still listening. That might be an opportunity for Mega.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, I thought that was pretty good, pretty good. Anything that we can do that encourages kids to interact more and of course to read more and to not just pick up books that they would maybe naturally navigate to, but to be open to different books. And so that's a good
let
way
me
to
tell
do
you
that.
something. Last Christmas, Nia and I went to a bookstore in a small country town where my mom lives. And when you walk through the door, there were all of these wrapped books. And on them was a brief description about what the book was. It didn't give you the title, nor did it might have just told you the category, mystery or romance or whatever. And it was age appropriate, of course. They had all those kind of categories identified, but you bought the book and you gifted it without the individual knowing what the book was about.
That's good
So we
stuff.
did that. She bought one for me and I bought one for her. And unfortunately, neither of us liked our books, but we read them.
Oh wow! See, and I'm gonna tell you, when I heard about what they were doing in South Wales, I immediately thought about when reading is my favorite thing. When I was little, I would go to the library every week and get these just as many books as I thought I could get through. That was my thing. And I'm thinking, when I read this story, I'm thinking I'd probably get in trouble because I'd be the person that didn't want to rehide the book. I would be trying to board book. Yeah, so I'd probably get in trouble because it really, if truth be told, I mean, I'm telling on myself now. I have a collection of books because I'm still the type of person who likes a hardbound book. I like the feel of a book. That's just me.
The smell of the book.
All of that. I like turning the pages. I like savoring it. And
me too.
To this day, when somebody asks me to, borrow a book, I have to really deal with myself and say, Lou, let them have the book. But I'm like this until I get it back. It's like, but that's my book. So I have issues with, seriously, I have issues with that. It's something about, I want the book with me. I want to keep it. So, yeah. And that's the only thing I do that with, folks. Just so you know, it's just books.
I have a good deed that, of course, I'm trying to be cool like you, Lou, when it comes to sports. So I have a sports one.
You're trying to be cool like me. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I'm not cool because when you made the comment about football being a vicious sport, and I know that, but I was like, but it's football.
I know you
I
love
struggle with all of that. Yes.
Yeah, I know you love it. But Lou, so you heard this story about the high school team that's deaf. They won the state championship in Riverside, California.
No, I did
The
not.
school is California School for the Deaf. And the first time in their high school, in their 69-year high school history, this team won 12 games in a row, including the Division I state championship against teams who could hear.
Yeah.
So all of the players were deaf, all of the coaches and the staff, everyone deaf, and they won.
Wow. I think I saw a headline on it. I didn't don't know the full story. That is good stuff.
That is amazing.
I love that people who have some challenges are able to compete and have access to sports or whatever. That's commendable. So
Very
yeah.
commendable. My next good deed is about me.
What you got going on?
I'm committed to doing a good deed or random act of kindness for someone else every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Every
So
day for how long?
I'm going to try to do it for 2023. I've already
For
started.
365 days?
It's very simple. And Lou, before you start celebrating me, this idea is not my own.
That's pretty good.
I was inspired by someone,
Okay.
a random someone. So one day after work, I stopped at the grocery store. It was cloudy, but I didn't know whether it was going to rain or not. I don't even care when it rains because my hair is natural.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but this day it rained. I mean, it poured buckets when it was time for me to go back to my car. It was raining so hard, so much that folks were standing under the shelter waiting for the downpour to ease or to stop, right?
Yeah.
But that day, I believe we had a meeting and I was running late already and I had no time to stand there and wait. I needed to get home, right? So I saw this gentleman approaching with a huge golf umbrella, right? And when he stepped up on the sidewalk, I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Do you mind walking me to my car? It's just over there, right?" And he was like, "Sure, no problem." And he walked me to my car. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, or at least that's how I felt. But he walked me to my car, and when he made sure that I got my groceries in the back seat, I put them in the back seat, and I thanked him. And he said, "No, thank you." And I said, "Oh." And he said, "Yeah, because you just helped me achieve my random act of kindness for the day."
Oh, okay.
And he said he started 2022 doing random acts of kindness
Okay.
every day.
That is so nice.
Mhm.
I won't be committing to anything like that, but I applaud you for that. Kudos to you. That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. So I'm going to try to do something for someone. And it doesn't have to be big. Like today on the flight, there was a lady sitting behind me, a little old lady. She was really nice. I spoke to her walking onto the flight.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her struggle. I had already sat down before she was putting her bag overhead. I saw her struggle. Nobody helped her. So when I got out before she did, and I grabbed her bag and handed it to her, and she was so thankful for that.
It's good stuff.
Mhm.
That's a good one to do for
Mhm.
2023.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I guess the one that I said I was doing for 2023, which is just to make sure I don't miss any of my sports events. I don't think that's a good one. Got the same one I have every year.
You are
Yeah.
so funny. You are hilarious.
And the sad thing is so true. I just have very low aspirations. And that's why I'm so successful. I don't expect a lot. I don't set high expectations for myself. That's very good stuff. Again, we thank Verna for being our guest this evening. we want to thank you all for hanging with us in 2022, and we look forward and thank you in advance for your support in 2023, and just for being a part of our journey here on Earrings Off. And please, we asked earlier if you know about organizations that you want to highlight, or you just got some comments, just send them to earringsoff@gmail.com, and we will certainly respond. So
That's right. Again, thank you so much for the support. Here at Earrings Off, we're all about the conversations to empower women and the men who celebrate them.
here, we wish you all the best. Have a good evening.
Take good care.